Assalamu alaikum. Making my first dollar online took me 3 years. Making my first 10K a month just took 6 months. The only difference is I understood how the game works. And in today's video, I'm revealing the truth about making money online so that you can save 3 years. Let's get into it. So if you want to make money online, the first thing you need to understand is how money is made. How do you make money? And to clear out the biggest misconception, you cannot make money. You can take money, because there's only one entity that can make money, and that is the Federal Reserve. They are the only people allowed to do it. You cannot print money. If you want money, you have to take it from other people. So your job, if you want to make money, is you gotta find a guy that got money. Here, you got money, boom, boom, boom. And here you are, and you ain't got no money, right? You're flat broke, and you ain't got none of that. What you need to do is to go to that guy and take money from him. You need to do that legally, because robbing him is haram and is actually illegal. So you want him to agree to give you money. And the best way that I personally found to convince people to give you money and to be happy to give you money is to give them something in change. So you're gonna exchange something valuable with them so that they're happy to give you money. So we end up with a simple equation, which is you give value, you get money. And you can see with anything. I bought this pen for $1, whatever, I don't even know the price, because it was valuable to me. So something is valuable, it's worth money. Now, that is pretty straightforward, but that's just to clear out all the mental chaos you have when it comes to which business should I start, what should I do to make money online. All the different businesses are just different ways of providing value. So if you have an SMMA, you help people with their marketing, the valuable thing you have is how to run marketing campaigns. They don't know how to do it. It's worth money because this is actually valuable. Running marketing campaigns is valuable. So they pay you to do that on their behalf. If you want to start a Nikon store and you have a brand when you're selling clothes, well, no one wants to actually make their own clothes. So what you do is you get the clothes, you make them for them, you make them look good, and they don't have to do the whole hustle of making clothes. That's valuable, so that's worth money. It's the same thing for every single industry. It works across the whole board. If you want to start a clothing brand, if you want to start a physical business, if you want to start an online business, if you want to start a marketing agency, a copywriting service, everything relates to the same equation, which is give value, you get money. And now, the main thing I want you to understand, I'm going to highlight it so big, is that if you want to make money, don't start thinking, how can I make money? Start thinking, how can I provide value? That's how you make money. Now, there are different ways to provide value depending on where you are and where you want to be. And really, the main thing you need to understand is it's depending on where you are and where you want to be, not just where you want to be. Because if you want to make $1 million, that's really good, congratulations. But if you're flat broke and you have less than $1,000 to your name, it's going to be really hard. So the first step should be getting there and then climbing the ladder slowly so that you can get to your end goal. It's like having a baby that's trying to run a marathon. That's really good, you want to run a marathon. But the first step should be getting you to walk, then getting you to run, then we can make you run a marathon. That's how it works. We don't say, okay, baby, marathon. No, baby, walk, run, marathon. Cool, I'm gonna show you that with an example. It's exactly like saying someone is hungry. So someone that's hungry, the only thing he needs is food, right? You need to get food. If someone tells you I'm hungry, the first thing you tell him is go eat. You don't tell him go eat chicken or go eat some rice or go eat some beef. The answer to how to not be hungry anymore is eating food. It's not specifically eating that food. The answer to how to make money is not start this business or start this one, is provide value. And then inside the value, you have different ways of doing it. Inside the food, you can have different elements you can eat. You can eat chicken, you can eat rice, you can eat so many foods. Those are all going to end up giving you the same outcome, which is not being hungry anymore. You have so many different businesses, services, products, online services, physical services, online products, physical products. You have so many things you can do that all give you the same outcome. The only thing you need to understand is which one works for you right now. And now to illustrate that, I have a super simple drawing that explains you that you can use different vehicles to go to different places. Let's say you're here and you just want to go around 1 kilometer from where you are. Let's say you want to go to the gym. You're better off just walking there. So now let's say you want to go a bit further. You want to go to 3 kilometers-ish. The best vehicle to get you there, the most efficient one, is to get a bike. Yes, you can also get a car, but that is just because you're lazy. It is not the best vehicle to go and do 3 kilometers distances. That's not what a car is made for, right? So you want to get to the neighborhood, you want to visit a friend, buy some groceries, you're using your bike. Now, let's say you want to go further, you want to go to work that is 10 kilometers away. You want to use the most optimal vehicle to perform 10 kilometers-ish distances, and that's going to be your car, all right? So here, when you want to go there, you're taking your car. And the last one is pretty obvious. If you want to go to a different country, you want to travel 1,000 kilometers and above, you're taking a plane. Now, the main thing I want you to understand and remember from all of this is that regardless where you are, there is always an optimal vehicle to get where you want to go. And there's no one best vehicle across the board, because let's say we take, oh yeah, the plane is the one that gets us the fastest, to a different country. Yes, but if you want to get to your neighborhood, you cannot even use a plane. That wouldn't make any sense. So what you want to look for, what you want to always do is look at what your situation is, where you are, what is the next step, and then what's the best vehicle to go there. And if you apply this to business, it's pretty simple. Okay, so just like in life, you have different vehicles to go to different places. In business, you have different models to make different kind of money. And the thing you need to understand here is not, oh, I want to make $1 million. Which vehicle is it? That would be the dumbest thing you can do, because what you don't understand with having, legs, bike, cars, that they're all okay-ish to use, just need a driving license, that's fine, except the plane will need a flying license, but still just work a year and you're going to get it. With different models, you cannot actually access the other ones until you used one of those, or at least you passed one of those. So if you make less than 1K a month, it would not make any sense to try and silver bullet yourself to 3K a month. It would not make any sense. If you're making 3K, it wouldn't make any sense to try and make $1 million. Try and make 10K first, and then again, look what the best vehicle is to get where you want to go, and then pick this one. All right, cool. And now what I want to do is give you some clarity on which step you should take depending on your situation. So if your current income is between $0 and $1,000 a month, whether online or offline, it doesn't matter. You are in a critical situation where your only goal is to get your head above water. You need to figure out a way to make $1,000 at least every single month. If you're not doing this, don't think about any business, don't think about anything else besides making $1,000 a month. That should be your only goal, whether that be having a job, whether that be finding a remote job. I'm gonna show different examples on how you can make $1,000 if you're not there yet. Bear with me for a second, just finishing the other ones. But really what you need to understand is that here you are in a critical position. You cannot even think about stuff ahead, because here you're in such a critical position that you cannot even make logical decisions. You'll try, for example, to start a marketing agency and you'll try to make it work within 2 weeks, because at the end of those 2 weeks, you gotta pay rent. So if you're not making money within that time, then you're in a mess. And that's how you end up having people trying stuff for a year, for 2 years, and saying, oh, it doesn't work. It's not that it doesn't work, it's that you're in the wrong place. You're trying to make something that can make $10 million work when you're not even making $1,000. That's the guys trying to make an e-com store when they have a 0 to 1K income. It's the guys that are trying to build a software company or trying to sell a course when they're making $0. That's not how it works. You follow the roadmap. Depending on where you are, you look for the next step. And then when you're here, look for that step. And here, you look for that step. Now, if you got your head above water, you're making between $1,000 and $3,000 a month, you can start to take a breath. Not breathing. You cannot start breathing and just take a breath. Like, you've got your head above water and you need to start looking for ways to make more money. It's your only goal is making more money. We're not talking about enjoying our job or finding something fun or having time that you can hang out with other people. If you're actually trying to hit financial freedom and get there, you need to start there. And planning your future would be your next step. And to be allowed to plan your future, you need to make more money. So again, this one is just figuring any ways to get to $1,000. If that means getting a 9 to 5 washing dishes, then so be it. Here is gonna be getting ways to make more money. So it's getting better skills, better ways of making money. I'm gonna show that in a minute. And your goal here is to get to $3,000 a month. Once you've hit that goal, you made $3,000 a month, Allahumma barik, congratulations, you now make more than the average person. You can finally be allowed to breathe. This is the only time you're allowed to breathe and start thinking about fun stuff, having holidays, having vacations, having stuff that you can have fun. Anything below this, you cannot think about anything funny. And I'm not just saying that because you're gonna think I'm a bad guy. That's how I did it myself. I started when I was making $0. I worked a 9 to 5 being a waiter. I was serving food, getting orders. I was doing everything else. I was working 11 hours a day, getting paid 10 euros an hour just to make 800 euros a month. That's what I was doing. I'm talking by experience. Then once I was making $1,000 a month, which $800, you can call it a grand. I was like, all right, I'm not bleeding out. I can at least pay rent right now, but I need to find a way to make more money. I can't just be a waiter. And then that's where I started to try and get skills, get stuff to help me make more money and plan my future. Once I was making $3,000 a month, I was like, all right, now alhamdulillah, I can make money. Let's see what could be a better way to make money. Let's see if other people can help me make money. Let's see if I can get other people to work for me to make more money overall. And once you reach financial freedom, you're making $10,000 a month, the classical guru amount. Now you can be like, all right, do I want to just chill? And you have two paths once you're making $10,000 a month. You have two paths. You have one, which is, do I just want to chill now and just keep that going, invest on the side, and that's it. I'm going to be chilling, buying a house, alhamdulillah, living a good life. Or do I want to continue the grind and build an empire? And this is where you start a software company, you start an e-com store, you start way bigger businesses that take way more resources. So now, just like with the other ones where we had 4 different vehicles to take you to different places, you have 4 different models depending on your current income to get to the next step. So if you're making between $0 and $1,000 a month, you're in a very critical situation where your only goal is to get your head above water. And how to get your head above water is super simple. You have no skills, you have no experience, you have nothing. The only thing you can do is sell your time. The pen is going mad because that's actually crazy. You gotta sell your time. It's the only way for you to get your head above water. So now if you're making between $0 and $1,000 a month, you're in a critical position, like I said, and the only thing you need to look for is how do I make $1,000 a month? And if you have no skills, no experience, nothing, the only way you can make $1,000 a month is by selling your time. And there are different ways you can sell your time. Personally, I decided to be a waiter. So I just was working in a restaurant, just serving food, taking orders, doing whatever I could to just make money. I'm literally just selling my time. I'm doing logistical stuff, whether that be washing dishes, that be taking orders, that be working for some companies, just packing stuff. You just have to find ways to make money. You don't care about how it is. As long as it's legal and halal, you go and you do it. That's it. You don't complain. You work night shifts if you have to do. You just get your head above water and make $1,000 a month. And your goal by making $1,000 a month is to save as much as possible, to never go back in such a situation where you'll have to do whatever and sell your time to just make money. So like I said, whether that be being a waiter, if you want to do it online, your ego is too big to go and wash dishes. By the way, this is really bad. I started myself as being a waiter. I was making 11 euros an hour before tax. I was working 11 hours a day just to afford the basic stuff, food and the basic necessities, and to save money. Once I did that, I saved money, paid the minimal expenses while having clarity on what I want to do, where I want to get to. If you have $0 saved and you're thinking about how can I build a business that's gonna take me 6 months, you don't even have 6 months to start working on the business because you gotta pay rent, you got $0 in the bank. So you get a job where you just make $1,000 a month, you save $3,000, that gives you mental clarity so that you can then work on your business and start to get skills to get paid more for your time. So now if you're making between $1,000 and $3,000, you have your head above water, but you're still selling a lot of your time. And what you want to do is get paid more for the same amount of work that you're doing. So the same time, but you get paid more. And the only way to do this is for yourself to become better. And how you become better is by acquiring more skills, high income skills. And I'm gonna give you 3 main ones. You don't need to learn all 3, you should focus on just one. So that 3 different types of income skills. And with each, I give you 2 main specific skills that you wanna learn. So let's say yourself, you're more of an open guy, you like to communicate a lot with people. You can either learn copywriting. If you're good at writing, you're gonna write emails, write ads, write script videos for people on YouTube. That's copywriting. If you like to communicate with people, but more in a reserved way, not face to face. The other one, if you like to talk face to face, is content. But the big mistake people do with content is that they try creating content themselves. Whereas the biggest thing you look for when you create content is proof. When you watch YouTube videos, the first thing that happens when you click on the video is this guy legit? Does he has stories to talk about? Does he have achievements that would make my time worth watching him? And most people, if you're making less than that kind of money or you don't have a crazy life, you don't really have achievements for it to be worth you creating content and people watching your content. On the other hand, what you can do is help other people that have achievements that don't know how to create content. You can help them create content. That can be, for example, you can find someone that has a big portfolio in real estate but doesn't know anything about stuff online, and you help them make videos. You can help them make content. That could be a physical location that wants to do some sort of marketing or some organic marketing where they want to learn, how they can get more customers in without having to pay ads or to pay physical stuff. A restaurant may want to have some videos of this thing looking good. They may want to have pictures on Google Maps. All of that stuff falls in the communication with content. Now, if you're not a big communication guy, you're more of a technical guy, that's good as well. You have 2 main things I advise you to do, or you can also pick some other technical skill. The first one would be editing, would be video editing. But with this one, be really careful. You have to be super sharp because video editing has a big gap with the top and the bottom. The top guys make insane amounts of money. They get paid up to $1,000, $2,000 per video. And the bottom guys make little to no money. They're literally people editing videos for $5 because there's so much competition, and actually only the top make real money. So only get in there if you're super ready to actually compete with people and become the elite so they can make elite kind of money. Now, the other one, if you don't want to get in a messy place where you have to compete too much, is learning something like automation systems. We're going to help businesses automate their stuff, and that's going to be valuable. They're going to save time, they're going to save money, they won't have to hire some employees to do some manual stuff, and that's going to be thanks to the automations you've done. That's going to be learning Zapier, learning AI automations. There are a bunch of free tutorials on YouTube. That's going to be your job to figure it out, but that's a good technical skill to have. And the last one, finally, is a money skill. So if you're not a big communication guy, you're not a big technical guy, you're a bit of a sharper guy that has confidence and charisma, you can look for some money skills. You have the two classical ones, marketing and sales. So with marketing here, your goal is going to be finding businesses that sell stuff and help them find more people that will buy that stuff. You just help them find more people that buy it, right? That's marketing. Now, sales is once those people saw the business, you want to make sure they give them money. And that's your job as a sales guy, is closing the people, is getting the sales done. It's going to be optimizing the sales funnel. It's going to optimizing the top of funnel to bottom of funnel, the communication. There's a whole bunch more skills that go into those ones. So if you're not super sharp and not really ready to learn a lot of stuff before starting making money, you're better off starting with either this one or that one. Now, if you're making 3 to 10K a month, first of all, Allahu Barak, congratulations, you're making more than the average person. And here, your goal is going to be monetizing other people's skills and other people's time. It's finished to be a one-man show and to just do everything yourself. It's the time when you're going to start hiring people and building some sort of an agency where you can have people that you take in, you train them, you teach them how to do the stuff you're doing, and they do it for you. And you charge your clients. Let's say you get someone in and you pay him $100 a month. You find a client that pays you $1,000 a month and you make $900 profit. That's exactly what hiring people that work for you means. Now, the reason why I gave you those specific skills is because they all, alhamdulillah, allow you to start some sort of an agency directly. So you don't have to learn a new thing again. You just have to get people in, teach them the stuff you know, and they do it for you. And you charge a margin on what you pay them. So now let's say you were a copywriter, but you're making more than 3K a month. You can start a copywriting agency. So you're going to hire one guy, teach him copywriting, and let's say you pay your guy $1,000 a month, and you're going to find clients that pay you $3,000 a month, and now you're making that 2K profit. And then you keep repeating the cycle. Let's say you, a copywriter, can handle 3 clients. You go ahead and you find 3 clients. You pay him your 1K a month. You get paid 9K a month. You're getting paid $8,000 a month for not doing nothing because you have to manage the guy, but you're doing way less work and you're monetizing other people. Same thing for every other business. Same thing for editors. If you were doing video editing yourself and you're making $3,000 a month and you're getting more clients, then find more clients again and get some people in to fulfill those clients for you and slowly transition to you yourself, not doing any more edits and just training your editors to edit for people, and also focusing on getting more clients so that you keep the ball rolling. Because at some point, if you get no more clients and you have your employees, that's where you start losing money. It's where you can only do this once you have money before, because at the end of the month, you still have to pay your team even if you don't get clients. And the last one is a marketing agency. If you started doing some marketing for people, just do it at a higher scale. You're gonna help different companies. You can do stuff that requires more time. You can do fully done for you services. So instead of just helping people with ads, you can help them literally run the whole marketing, and you can hire different people for different tasks. So you can get one guy that's really good at ads, one guy that's really good at copywriting, one guy that's really good at just content. And then you combine all of that in a done for you service. You charge a big chunk of money for that, but at least the companies you work with don't have anything to deal with, and you're making a boatload of money. So now if you're making more than 10 grand a month, Allahu Barak, congratulations first of all, because now you're probably in the 1% earners, and it's finally the time where I allow you to breathe, okay? You can take a breath, start thinking about how you can enjoy your life from now onwards, where you can invest your money so that it can make money for you, how you can start look for longevity and just maintaining whatever you have, because alhamdulillah here you should be pretty comfortable. But there's also a completely different path that you can take if you want to get to the absolute next level. If making 10 grand a month was not enough for you and you want to actually make 100K a month, $1 million a month, that's where you need to look for more scalable vehicles. It's like you had a bike and you're like, yeah, I'm trying to go 100 miles an hour with the bike. Well, that doesn't really work. You need to change vehicle. That's where you get a car, you get a plane. So now you want to switch to vehicles that allow you to build an empire. Those are only, by the way, doable once you made at least 10 grand a month, because they are way too complex, require way too much investment and too much experience for you to make money. But that's what you can do once you have the experience, is monetizing that experience, doubling down on it, where you can help people that are behind you or use the skills you have to build something bigger. I will start with the first one, that is education. The first way of monetizing your experience with education is selling consulting. So it's where you're going to find some people who are, within this range, for example, and you're gonna see what they're doing and help them do it better. So you can find an editor making 1.5K a month and you're gonna see how you can help him make 2K a month, 3K a month. So you're still selling your time, but you're making way more than what you could have made before. And that's actually start making your time worth it again. But now, if you don't want to sell your time and you want to completely untie your time and your earnings, you can sell courses. It's where you see some kind of people that are struggling, for example, someone doing copywriting or doing marketing and making 1 to 3 grand a month. You can specifically create a course that help people go from 3 grand to 10 grand a month. And you're going to record that once, making sure you cover every single thing they need. And then you productize your experience. It's basically recording everything that you learned and putting it in a course. And then you sell that to people. You recorded it once, you can sell it forever. And that's a really good way for you to untie your time and your earnings. But again, those are only doable once you have big time experience and made big time money. Because for example, recording a course takes a lot of time. You need to be able to at least dedicate a few times to just focusing on your course if you want to have a good course. It's where most people fail if they just build a course quickly and just sell it as soon as possible, and that doesn't have longevity, but that's for another video. So the last way you can monetize your experience through education is by selling mentorships. It's basically where you look at people who are earlier than you in their journey and you help them get there faster, or you help them skip steps. For example, myself, I was a waiter and then I did some marketing services and then I started an influencer marketing agency. The whole process took me about 1.5 years. Whereas if I had someone who took me from a waiter, I just paid him a chunk of money and he helped me start an influencer marketing agency and teach me everything that he did himself, I would have saved a bunch of money. It's actually what I do now. So if you're interested in that and fast forwarding your track record from this to this while paying your way there, then you can apply. The link is in the bio. It costs a lot of money. It takes a lot of time for us to train you. So if you don't have 4 hours a day to dedicate, don't even bother applying. But if you actually qualify for it, you're going to make a bunch of money, inshallah. Just check it out if you want. Now, the second way of building an empire and monetizing your experience is starting a software company. This is where you build some sort of technology. Again, coming back, if you're more of a technical guy, you can build a software company. But again, this one takes big time money. So you need to have a lot of money saved up because you literally won't be making money for at least 1 year or 2 years before actually just selling your company. That's the goal with a software company. Most of the time is not to make as much money with the software, but it's to make the software company worth insane amounts of money and then selling the software. It's why you have Alex Hamoudi, for example, who is investing in school so that he can build an asset worth $1 billion, $2 billion, and then sell that asset. It's the same thing with Iman Ghazi, with Flowzy. It's why he stopped selling courses because he made about $100 million over the course of 4 years. So it's about 25 million a year. It's really hard to make another 100M. It's probably gonna take few more years. Whereas if he wants to get another check for $100 million, he can just make an asset worth 100M and then sell that for a big chunk of money and get all that paid at once. And by the way, software sell on average for 10 times annual earnings. And let's take the example of Iman Ghazi trying to make another $100 million. He realistically just needs to find 10,000 people that are going to pay him $100 a month, which should be pretty easy with his 5 million followers. And that's going to be $1 million a month. That's $12 million a year times 10. That's $120 million. That's what the company is worth. He just needs to get 10,000 people paying him $100 and he makes another $100 million. Now, if he pulls it off and finds a way to get 100,000 people to pay him $100, he now makes $100 million a year in revenue. The company is worth $1 billion and he just made 10 times more money than he ever made within just one company and one big chunk of money. And again, my point with showing you this is maybe most people won't go there and try and build a software company. But the thing you need to understand is that if you're trying to do anything here with one of those vehicles, you're competing against people that have the resources to make $1 billion and you pretty much have no resources at all. So it's like going to a battle where people have tanks and bazookas and you just have like a fork and a knife to fight. That wouldn't make any sense. Maybe somehow you're gonna pull it off. I'm not saying it's impossible. I'm just saying it wouldn't make any sense. It's not in the following roadmap. It's just a crazy thing to do. Maybe 1 in a billion guys is gonna pull it off. And you're like, yeah, but that guy did it. Yeah, congratulations. That's 1 in 0.111%. Do you really wanna take this and the other 99.99% stay broke forever and had a bad life? Or would you rather, instead of having it right now and trying to pull it off, just take 5 years, 10 years, and at least making sure you're taking the safe route throughout building an empire? And the last one is where most people are gonna hate me, why I put it all the way below the list, is exactly like software. It's e-com, is where again, you're creating an e-com store or brand. We're trying to make the e-com store worth as much money as possible. This one can be a little bit of a cash flow business, but most of the time you're trying to do this to make the brand worth a lot of money and then selling it. And again, why I never mention ever some e-com stuff is because e-com is the best vehicle to make 10 million a year. It's the worst vehicle to make 10 grand a month, because setting everything up, having a good product with a good market fit, with a good marketing, with good everything is so hard. But once done, it allows you to go to the moon. Whereas if one of the components is lacking, you literally make $0. So you have to master everything to then be able to make money. But once you mastered it, you make a bunch of money. Again, it wouldn't make any sense for anyone who is below 10 grand a month to look for building an e-com store, because that is just, again, the wrong vehicle for the wrong destination. You're trying to take a plane to go to the gym, doesn't make any sense. So now if you make more than $1,000 and you have money saved up, you can save time by buying courses. It's where you pay people that are ahead of you, that made it already, to show you exactly how they've done it. You're gonna save a bunch of time and make more money faster, but you have to pay it up front. It's actually what I do myself, alhamdulillah. I have a mentorship program where I take Muslims from 0 to 5K a month within 90 days. I've helped over 200 Muslims get crazy results, just like Yunus, who made $48,000 in 2 months, Muhammad, who made £42,000 in 2 months, Suleiman from Australia, who made 2.5K profit in 5 days, and Tani, who made about 9.5 grand revenue in 32 days. Now, a big disclaimer, our program is super intensive. So if you have less than 4 hours to dedicate to that, you cannot even join the program. And also the program is super expensive. So if you don't have any money, focus on making money first and then consider applying. Now, if you fit the criteria, apply with the link in the bio and someone will get in touch if you qualify. Assalamu alaikum.